And I would like to say that it is one of the most important aspects of this business and of stepping up in this business, of going further in this business, of maintaining in this business. Because when things start to get wonky, what happens? We're like, oh, this isn't working. Maybe it's not for me, right? There was a series of books when I was little. It's called The Sweet Pickle Bus. Does anybody remember those? No? I don't know where they came from, but we had a whole thing. You remember? Okay. Thank you. Okay, so I'm not losing my mind. But there was one called Down in the Dumps, right? The guy's down in the dumps the whole time, right? Eeyore, right? Like, nothing's working. Everyone has success but me. It must be me, right? And it feels that way. When you're not having that success, it feels that way. You know, you can go down that spiral and all of a sudden you're like, oh, the sky is falling and this isn't going to work and maybe I need to do something else. You know, maybe I just don't have it, whatever it is, right? And so you're like, it just comes out. I would have done the same thing. All right, so let's talk about mindset. So there's a difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, okay? Does anybody know the difference between the two? Motivation.
One's open, one's closed.
One's open, one's closed, absolutely. So think about who you know that has a fixed mindset. Don't say their names in case they're in the room. All right, let's be nice. Remember that thing about being kind? All right, so but think about an example of what they say to you with their closed mindset. I have one. I have somebody in my life on a regular basis that tells me they're wondering when I'm going to run out of parties. How's that for a closed mindset? I'm like, well, it's 12 years and we're still going, you know? And so you think about that. Think about those people and the things that they say to you sometimes. It gets in your head a little bit, right? And so a closed mindset or a fixed mindset is somebody that really thinks you can only get so far, right? You can only get so far in life, in business, in athletics.
You lost your mind.
I know, it's coming back. I saw him working on it. So, you know, and sports is a great example, okay? A lot of times they talk about people with natural ability, right? And they think, well, I wasn't born with it, so therefore I can't do it. And they'll say, oh, that's a natural born salesperson. There are people that have some natural characteristics, right? But at some point, you get past the natural ability and you got to work, right? And so in athletics, what you see, when you see this rising star, they come up and they're next best thing and they're amazing and then they just completely implode. That's because they were relying on that natural skill and they weren't honing those skills that all the other people that didn't have quite as big a gift as they did, they've been working. They're working day, they're working night, right? Pam has a saying she used to say to her kids, and she said, you know, what's this? They were in sports and she would say, they would be playing, doing something, and she would say something to the effect about like, you know, what's so-and-so doing right now? Do you think that person's doing this? When they meet you, they will defeat you. And I was like, whoa, I said that to my daughter just recently, you know, because she was kind of goofing off on something and I knew that she needed to be focused in that moment. And she was like, oh no, that's not happening. You know, but it's about honing those skills every day and sharpening that saw. And that's what gets you there. So a growth mindset, you don't worry about the outcome because you know what? If you're doing this, if you're walking those steps, right? You're climbing up a big flight of stairs, eventually you're gonna get to the top, right? That's a growth mindset. A fixed mindset is like, I gotta get to the top first. And then if they don't, they run out of steam halfway up the steps, they're like, oh, I didn't do it, I failed. But they didn't realize they got halfway up the steps, right? And so it's really important to see that. So a growth mindset will be a fixed mindset every day of the week. People that have that hone their skills and they get their talent that way through practice and repetition and things like that, they're going to be a natural talent every time. And that's exactly what this business is. I don't know anybody that was literally born to sell Tupperware. Did you ever look at a baby and go, oh, they're so cute, they're born to sell Tupperware, I can see it right now. No, that doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. They're like, oh, look at him. No, that doesn't happen. You know, and Pam herself even talks about how shy she was being a preacher's kid. because she was kind of taught to be in the background, you know, to not stand out, to not do those things. And look at her now. She wasn't born that way. She grew into it. And she honed those skills, and she pushed herself, and she dreamed bigger. And that's why she's so good at teaching all of us to do the same. So, the good news is, if you're sitting here and you're thinking, there's no way I could ever stand on that stage like Ellen is right now, right? Yeah, you can. Anyone can. Even the most introvert of introverts. They can do it too. It's a matter of choices, and it's a matter of every day making that choice and being clear about where it is that you want to go. Do you want to go to the top of the staircase? Are you okay in the middle? And there's no wrong answer. There's no wrong answer. You might be okay in the middle because the view's still pretty good, right? No, but not everybody who wants to get to the top of the staircase. But everybody has the ability to, all right? So today, when we're going to be talking about recruiting. We're going to be talking about dating at parties, dating away from parties. We're going to be talking about time management. We're going to be talking about incremental sales. Those are all the skills that you can hone over time. And I even today, like when I feel like I'm flat in an area, I will tap into training like that. I have Audible on my phone. I have all these things going on. I have books. I have so many blasted books. I just actually went through and got rid of a whole bunch of them. Then when we moved, I couldn't find my favorite box of books. You know, when I was packing, I was like, okay, this is the box I gotta make sure goes to my office. I couldn't find it. And I was like, no, those are all my favorite books. You know? And so it's really important to always have, and now you can go to the library. You know, a lot of the libraries have those audiobook type things that you can get from there that you can borrow digitally. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse. So you can't use money as an excuse. You can't use, because even if you don't have a digital source, I thought that was my phone. It's not, it's the mic, but even if you don't have it, usually at home, my phone's right there. So even if you don't have a digital source to be able to listen to something that's digital, you can read a book that you got from the library, right? You can get a CD from the library. Everybody's got CD players. Somebody does, right? So there's no excuse. And then here, every week, free training. You just gotta get here. So make a friend who drives and have them get you there. She's like, I drive. I'm driving everybody. That's right. Absolutely. All right, so our first training.